What going beautiful people, welcome to yet another video. Happy New Year's. I am glad to be back with another video. This time it's a new year, the transfer window just opened, so the January transfer window is open, and my oh my, I hope this year brings loads and loads of prosperity to all of you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for all your support in the last year. I saw nothing but love, and I want to take this minute to appreciate you all and thank you, just a big thank you. So in today's video I'll be doing a 2-in-1 video. Well, I tried to film this video yesterday, but clearly it was a bit tough for me, so I will be shooting for this video. I'll be doing 2-in-1 video. I'll be doing my preview for the Liverpool versus Chelsea game, and then I'll be giving you my results for the match with 20 predictions that I did, that I got, I think, one of them correctly, but hey, it's a thought that counts. So then possibly I'll be dropping another video for you guys where I will be doing my match of 21 predictions for the next games. So we have game day today, and I'm excited. We as Chelsea will be playing tomorrow. We'll be facing Liverpool, one of our major games, and I am excited. I hope this game goes well. We really need these points. Of course, the whole saga with Lukaku, which I'll be diving into a bit later. Now that the whole interview is out, I just went through it and I'll be giving you my opinion about it. Some Chelsea news, my predicted starting 11, my predicted scores, and of course, I'll be telling you my predictions for the next match week, and hopefully you do enjoy this content. Thank you again for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. Click the notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Let's jump right into it. So in terms of some Chelsea news, the bombshell that Lukaku dropped, so many people felt like it was a betrayal. I personally felt like, why was it necessary to do the interview? It was just so absolutely heartbreaking for me in terms of where we are as Chelsea, where we are as a club. Nobody is bigger than the club. So of course Thomas Tuchel mentioned that they will deal with it behind closed doors in his press conference yesterday. So the whole situation with Lukaku, I mean, he was asked about it and he mentioned that, what do you think about the whole situation? To summarize it all, he said, keep training, sleeping, training, sleeping, and don't give interviews. Simple and clear. And if you're going to be giving interviews, do not throw your club under the bus. Do not throw your manager under the bus. Do not throw your fan base under the bus. The whole situation with Lukaku, of course, he had to deactivate his Twitter account due to the racial slurs he was facing. Of course, the negative feedback that he got from the interview. He organized the interview personally, and it just says a lot from him. Of course, there's a lot of naivety from him as a player, and you'd think that he'd have learned by now, and you'd think that the Inter Milan fans would be sympathetic towards him, and that was not the situation. I think this interview for him, what he intended and what came out of it just was the exact total opposite. The timing of the interview was 3 weeks ago after the Man United game, but when the interview was released was during when the media probably felt like this would be the perfect time to brew a storm, and it worked. I mean, the fan base are just attacking Lukaku, but at the end of the day, I was thinking, if disciplinary action was to be taken against him, who will play? Our players are out. Timo is not looking good at all. COVID has just affected him, and he's just out. He's out, and he'll be out for a few more weeks. It's not even been confirmed. So the whole Lukaku situation is just sad. I wish he kept some of his comments to himself. More, for instance, in the lines of he wants to return to Inter when he's still able to play, when he's still able to win trophies. So if he's still planning on going back to Inter, then why make the move? Honestly, this felt very slyish. I felt slight. It felt like a betrayal to us as Chelsea fans, and moving forward from this, I hope he can learn from it. Thomas Tuchel laughed it off, but of course, it's painful. It's absolutely painful for the fans, for the management, for the club. It's just disgusting, to be honest. So I know if he starts tomorrow, he'll probably get booed, and I'm not for it, but there's anger. People are angry, but let's move on from it. Hopefully this comes as a learning situation from Hopefully he learns from this incident and he's able to do better in the future. Now, that is in terms of Lukaku. knowing the fact that after this whole saga, he will still probably start tomorrow. It's just so sad. Of course, it will make Thomas Tuchel look weak. At the same time, if Lukaku does not play, we might possibly lose this game tomorrow. So in terms of Lukaku, it's just sad. And tell me your thoughts about it. Why do you think he gave the interview? Should he have given the interview? Tell me your thoughts on it, and definitely interact with me in the comment section down below. Of course, I give my raw feedback of the interview on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please make sure you follow me at Felicia_C. I'll definitely be linking it in the video and in the description box down below. So please follow me. I'll definitely follow you back. And let's move right on to the some more Chelsea news. So in terms of the injuries, players who are out include the likes of Christensen. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still out because there was no update about him. He was not present in training yesterday. Now, Reece James is out with a hamstring injury. Sadly, it's gonna take 6 to 8 weeks for him to recover. But for the good part, he does not have to do he does not have to do surgery. So that is in terms of Reece James. And then in terms of Ben Chilwell, of course did his operation a successful operation, and quick recovery to Ben Chilwell. We miss you and sending you positive vibes. So in terms of some more Chelsea news, of course, I thought I would mention the transfer window is open and Chelsea have given Andreas Christensen, Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger and Cesar Azpilicueta the go-ahead to continue with talks with other clubs. So this is looking as though there is going to be a possible move for these 4 players. Now that the transfer window is open in January, I don't think they'll be moving mid-season. So during this transfer window, we should sign more players. We need more left wing backs. If we need to sign another striker, please let's do it, because we will not be taking this type of nonsense from players. And as I said, nobody's bigger than the squad, nobody's bigger than the club. And then in terms of the left wing back situation, Emerson was apparently supposed to be called back because Thomas Tuchel is used to working with him. He has worked with him in the past, but it looks like Lyon is looking to not give the player back during the January transfer window. They're not looking to give the player back, so this is a dilemma situation. What do you think we should do about the transfer season now that it's open? Which players do you think we should sign? Of course, Lucas Digne. The preparation talks have already been made with Lucas Digne from Everton, so possibly this still goes through. We'll be needing him in the squad. And then, of course, if we have to call some players from the under-23 squad, let us do it. We are at crisis, but we shall overcome this too. So that is in terms of the transfer news. That is in terms of some Chelsea news. So let us jump right into the starting 11. Of course, the next few games will be some tough games. We'll be having Liverpool, then midweek on Wednesday we'll be having the first leg of the semi-finals against Tottenham of the Carabao Cup, and then next we'll be having Chesterfield. On Saturday we'll be having Chesterfield. Then I think the Man City game had to be moved because of some of the fixtures from the Carabao Cup. But the point is we have games back to back, and we'll have to stay strong. But nothing is new. We are already used to playing so many games because we won so many. We qualified for so many titles. So we'll have to try and make the best of it while we still can. So in terms of the game tomorrow, we'll be facing Liverpool. Bad news, Antony Taylor is our referee, and we have a history with Antony Taylor. The last game though, he was a bit okay, but the last game against Liverpool that he actually officiated, he gave Reece James a red card. Unnecessary, everybody was shocked. Klopp was shocked. So it's going to be a tough game for us, but at the same time, we need to win this game. We need to win this game. There's a whole lot of chaos in Chelsea right now, but we can still do it. We can still win this game. And let's jump to my starting 11. So in terms of my starting 11, now Mendy was supposed to report to Afcon on the 3rd. Now I've not seen reports about him leaving. There is a possibility for Mendy to start tomorrow. Now, possibly, because he might start tomorrow and then take a flight on the same day, going back to represent his country. But it's going to be too tiresome for him. But if Mendy is available, he will definitely start. But if he's not, then Kepa will take up the role. Then in terms of the back three, 4-3-2-1 is my formation, my predicted formation. So if Mendy is available, then Mendy will definitely start. Then in terms of the back three, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, of course, he was seen in training, and then Trevor Chalobah, I feel will suit the role really well. at the right centre-back role. And then in terms of the midfield, of course, we have loads of injuries, but at the same time, we've gained players. Kante was seen in training despite of his injury, but I don't think he'll start. So in terms of the left wing back, who else do we have? So I think Marcus Alonso will have to start this game due to experience. He has been giving us some few good runs, some few great crosses from the corner kick, some few great set pieces, and possibly, if he's able to give us a free kick in tomorrow's game, even better. So in terms of the pivots, I'll be having Kovacic and Jorginho. Then in terms of the right wing back, due to the fact that Reece James is out for the next possibly 6 to 8 weeks, I feel like Christian Pulisic possibly might take this role, or Azpilicueta. But Azpilicueta is more experienced, so I feel like Thomas Tuchel will not want to risk the trial of Christian Pulisic being in this role. So Aspi for me will suit this role better. Then in terms of the front three, yes, Lukaku, as after he has betrayed us, he has stabbed us in the back, but we don't have any other players. So in terms of Kai Havertz, he just came back to training, so that's some good news. But I feel like Callum Hudson-Odoi, he should be a bit more calm. If he has a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, please do not overthink it. Just weigh your options before you even get to the goalpost. I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like Callum Hudson-Odoi will definitely start this game. Right next to him, Mason Mount, and then up front, Lukaku. The chemistry between Callum Hudson-Odoi and Lukaku has been great in the past few games. So let's see what happens in this game. But I would not be surprised if he doesn't start. You know, as a disciplinary action, I will not be surprised if he doesn't start. So possibly Kai Havertz making a comeback. Let's see. Or Christian Pulisic starting the false nine role. I don't know. We'll have to weigh our options. But at it in terms of my starting 11 for my score prediction, I hope we win this game. We really need to win this game. In terms of Liverpool, I should assume that Salah, the likes of Salah, Mane and Kepa have already left. So if they'll still be there, then it's going to be another challenge. But let us do this. Let us start this new year on a high. And a possible win or draw is what I predict. But it's going to go either way. So let's see what happens. Tell me your score predictions in the comment section down below. I'll definitely be interacting with you guys. It's always an honor. In terms of my match week 20 predictions, I guess I'll just go through it very quickly and then I'll be telling you which games I got correctly. So in terms of, I'll be referring to my book. So if you see me looking down, the girls got this. But let's do this. In terms of Southampton versus Tottenham, I predicted a Tottenham win because they have been winning their games back to back. But Tottenham did not win this game. This game was a tough one for them and I am glad with the result. So it ended in a draw, a 1-1 draw, and I'll take it. And then in terms of the next game, Watford versus West Ham, I thought Watford would possibly show up in this game and give West Ham a tough time. But West Ham definitely showed in this game and I predicted a draw, a 1-1 draw, but it ended up with a 4-1 win for West Ham. So congratulations to West Ham for that. But hey, I need you guys to keep dropping points. Don't keep scoring, but it is what it is. In terms of Crystal Palace versus Norwich, I predicted a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace. And this was the only one I almost got correctly. I mean, in terms of winning part, Crystal Palace won with a 3-0 win. So congratulations to Crystal Palace. Then in terms of the next game, Leicester City versus Liverpool. I was shocked. I mean, I enjoyed that game. I expected Liverpool to win this game. Leicester City had not been in form and Leicester just scored a goal. I expected Liverpool to win possibly 4-2, a replica of possibly what Man City did with a 6-3 win against Leicester, but Leicester said, you know what, we are at home, we have to win this game, and they put on a show. They gave Liverpool a 1-0 win and it allowed Chelsea to, catch up. It allowed Chelsea to catch up with Liverpool in terms of the points, and Chelsea was ranked second as the year was coming to a close in 2021. But at the same time, the points were tied, so it was just a matter of more games played. But congratulations to Leicester for winning that game. That was a shocking one for me. Then in terms of Chelsea versus Brighton, I hope Chelsea would give us a 3-1 win, but Chelsea just that game was a sad game. It ended up in a 1-1 draw and I wish the results were better. I thought Chelsea would possibly give a win, 2-1 win, 3-1 win, but it ended up in a draw. Then Brentford versus Man City. Brentford now. I thought Watford would show up. Brentford definitely showed up. And in terms of the game against Man City, Brentford actually decided to, you know what, we'll not concede as many goals as the rest of the squad have been conceding. So Brentford only got away with a 1-0 loss against Man City. I predicted Man City to get away with a 4-1 win, a 4-1 win against Brentford, but Brentford were very strong squad. I definitely underestimated them. So congratulations to Brentford for keeping up the defense so strong and solid against Man City, because Man City are on steroids. Then in terms of the next game, Everton versus Newcastle, the game was sadly postponed. And then in terms of the last game, Man United versus Burnley, the last game of the year, it ended up with the Red Devils feeling like they are on top of the world, and congratulations to them. They deserve that win. Of course, the game became a bit heated, but they deserve that win. I thought it would end up in a draw because of how they had been playing in the previous games, but Man United surprised me. A 3-1 win for them, a shocking win for them, but a very deserved win for them. I mean, this is finally possibly the honeymoon period beginning. But that is in terms of my match week 20 predictions and results that I did in my previous video. In terms of this next match week, so we are in match week 21. And I have to say, I'm excited. I'm excited. The next few games are a bit tough. They are very exciting. This is when we get to see, the likes of Arsenal who get to compete with Man City. Arsenal have been talking a lot. They have been talking all sorts of stuff, saying they are the best and anybody can come and challenge them. So here comes the challenge. So in terms of match of 21, some very interesting games. So very fast, let's jump right into it. So Arsenal versus Man City, I predict a Man City win. Then in terms of Watford versus Tottenham, I predict a possible draw or a win for Tottenham. Then in terms of Crystal Palace versus West Ham, this might end up in a draw because of how Crystal Palace have been playing. They are beating form, ranked 11th currently, but at the same time, Westham went shock me again like last game. But I predict a draw or possible win for West Ham. Then in terms of Brentford versus Aston Villa, I predict either way. I mean, both of the squads are currently 14th and 12th respectively, so the game can go either way. But a possible win for Aston Villa will definitely put them higher in the Premier League table. But either way for me, it can be I see a draw. Everton versus Brighton. Everton this is not their best season, so I predict a possible win for Brighton. I mean, Brighton are even ahead of Everton in terms of the Premier League table, so Brighton might possibly win this game for me. So in terms of the next 4 games, we have Leeds. In terms of the next games, we have Leeds versus Burnley. I predict a win for Leeds, but these games, again, can go either way. So maybe both sides can equalize. It might end in a draw, but Burnley will put on a fight. So it might end with for me, it's a possible win for Leeds or draw for the both teams. Then for the last 3 games, we have Southampton versus Newcastle. Now for me, I feel like Southampton versus Newcastle, it's going to be a tough one. 13th ranked Southampton, which has been doing better than last season, and Newcastle, not their best season, currently ranked 19th. So a possible win for Southampton, 2-1 win. And then for the last 2 games, Chelsea versus Liverpool, a very huge game. A possible win for Chelsea, but also possibly might end up in a draw. Then finally, Man United versus Wolves. Now this game was supposed to take place last year, but it was postponed due to COVID. So Wolves have been a very strong squad, and don't get me wrong, Wolves will put on a challenge. This game might end up in a draw, and the honeymoon period of the Man United that they are trying out for winning Burnley will just die. It will just die, and let's see what happens. But a possible win for Man United, but at the same time, Wolves might equalize and look for a draw. So those are my predictions for match week 21. And if you enjoyed the content and you like how I give it to y'all back to back, hey, please make sure you give the content a big thumbs up. Share it on Facebook, share it on WhatsApp, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it wherever you can. I'll definitely appreciate your support. Thank you for all the love. As I said, Happy New Year once again, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't want to tell you twice, okay? It's getting repetitive at this point. Just subscribe, please.